Welcome back to another episode of Game Decon. I'm taking a break from my coverage of Fallout New Vegas and returning to the Dark Pictures Anthology as created by Supermassive Games and Bandai Namco Entertainment. If you're new to Game Decon, my channel explores and analyzes the narratives and characters of video games. So far, I've analyzed the first title of the anthology, Men of Medan, and I'm continuing on with my personal favorite of the first season, Little Hope. There will be spoilers for Little Hope in this video. With introductions out of the way, let's get started.
Thanks for pulling over.
Sure. Something wrong?
We got a problem up ahead. A big accident. We've had to close the road.
You're right.
We're diverting all traffic through Little Hope. You okay, buddy? You seem a little confused.
Yeah, I'm fine. I just want to get these folks to where they need to be.
I doubt a short delay will trouble them too much. Head up the East Road. Takes you straight through Little Hope. Adds almost no time to your journey.
You rub that chip any harder, it'll wear away to nothing. How long have you been sober?
A few days shy of 3 months.
Impressive. I heard the first 90 days are the toughest and roughest.
I know it doesn't add up, but I get something from holding on to this.
We're going the wrong way.
It's fine, just a quick detour.
It's not fine.
Calm down. It's all okay.
Oh, please, John, could you not patronize
Can you
me?
keep it down, please?
Let's rewind a bit. Our story begins at a nondescript roadside diner at an unknown location. It's 9:42 in the evening. The only other indicator of time is present day. Much like Men of Medan, present day doesn't tell me very much. Perhaps there will be more clues at a later time. The bus driver places a novel titled The Wild Magic, A History of Modern Paganism by S. Dutton on the console before pulling the vehicle onto the road. As far as I can tell, this book only exists in the confines of this game. The bus driver's sleeve has an emblem of a bus and the word ferryman, Farriman, likely in reference to the company that owns the bus. As the scene shifts, we see the bus traveling along a lonely and dark road. Deer crossing signs and the obvious forest environment along the road indicate that we are likely far from any big cities or civilization in general. A state trooper car blocks the road ahead, and a detour sign signals drivers to turn right. What state this car belongs to is unknown, which is a tad unrealistic, I think. The setting remains ambiguous as a result, but we can likely confirm that this narrative is set in the United States at least. The state officer's name is William Isaac, but again, what state he is serving as an officer is unclear. According to Officer Isaac, an accident ahead has closed off the main road, and all traffic is being diverted through Little Hope. Our bus driver seems a bit disturbed by this news, but then seems to refocus and states that he wants to get his passengers where they need to be. The officer gives a quick glance to the rest of the bus, but he states a short delay shouldn't be an issue before he departs. The unseen passengers don't say anything or react to this news. The driver pulls through a covered bridge before the scene shifts again. As the bus approaches Little Hope, we hear laughter and some distinct chatter between two people, a man and a woman. The woman notices the man is rubbing a chip and then asks how long he's been sober. The man states a few days short of 3 months. The woman is impressed but notes that the first 90 days are supposed to be the roughest. As the bus nears a sign, the man states that while it doesn't make sense, holding onto the chip means something to him. The sign itself is made of wooden planks painted with green scenery. The words on the planks, written in various colors and scripts, reads, "You are now entering Little Hope. Welcome to our historic town." The nearby speed limit sign says 50. This sign also appears to be the usual standard design for speed limits in the United States. A woman states that they're going the wrong way, but a man assures her it's just a quick detour. They begin to argue, and the woman calls the man by name, John. The bus driver asks for them to keep it down, glancing to the back of the bus before returning his eyes to the road, where a little girl in a red sweater vest, white shirt, and gray skirt looks up from the road. The lights of the bus are beamed directly on her. Moments from impact, the driver swerves, causing the bus to lose control and flip onto its side. As the camera pulls away from the upended bus, we see the name on the side of the transport has changed to Ferryman, Ferryman. Here's what we know so far about our narrative. The characters are somewhere in a forested region of the United States at night in the modern day. We have only seen 3 on-screen characters: the bus driver, Officer William Isaac, and the little girl. We hear other passengers on the Ferryman bus, although we're not sure of the exact number. A woman and a man are aboard. The man's name is John, and he is a recovering alcoholic. So far, the events of the story are not problematic. The man boards the bus after leaving the roadside diner. Then he drives along the road until being cut off by a state trooper, who informs him that he must take a detour through Little Hope due to an accident further ahead. As he drives the unseen passengers into the town, a little girl appears in the road, causing the driver to swerve to avoid her and resulting in the bus to crash. I will point out something peculiar. The female passenger states,
We're going the wrong way.
the passengers should all be aware that the detour was necessary, since they would have likely heard and noticed the bus stopping and the state trooper stepping aboard. While it's possible one passenger was not paying attention, I find this likelihood to be low to unreasonable. It's more likely the woman is complaining about going the wrong way, although the man John assures her it's just a quick detour. I'm not necessarily critiquing this line, but just pointing out that it exists and we'll have to touch back on it later. If you have played Little Hope in its entirety, you will likely know why I'm not critiquing it further, since this entire introductory scene will need to be critiqued in the final verdict episode. For now, let's analyze and talk about the characters. Let's review the characters from this introductory scene in Little Hope. First off, we have the bus driver. We don't know his name. He works for the Ferryman bus company. He is dedicated to his jobs and passengers. He swerves to avoid hitting the little girl and crashes his bus in Little Hope. Officer William Isaac, he is a state trooper. He's redirecting traffic through Little Hope. He's concerned about the bus driver. John, That is the unseen man that is in the bus. He is almost 3 months sober and finds meaning in his sobriety chip, rather. The unknown woman, we don't know her name. She's impressed by John's sobriety. She is compassionate. She doesn't want to be patronized and is upset about going the wrong way. And the little girl, she wears a red sweater vest with a badge. She has black hair. She wears a gray skirt, collared white shirt, dark gray stockings, and has pale skin. She likes to also play extreme tag. When we pick up with the narrative, we see a dark house and a snowy environment. Lamplight illuminates the windows.
Stop it, James. You know I hate it when you don't take the things I say seriously.
Come on, sweetheart, I do. I just had a rough day today.
Can you believe they are at each other again? I can.
You're drunk. What a surprise.
I just caught the game with the guys, honey, that's it.
That's not it. Never is.
There's talk. Some of us may be losing our jobs. The
You've
factory...
been saying that for years. I'm more worried about Megan.
What's wrong with Megan? She looks okay to me.
Everything looks okay after 10 beers. Reverend Carson held her back after prayers today. That's 4 weeks running. She's not right. It's serious, James.
You worry too much about that kid. I can't deal with this right now.
Another surprise. You can't deal with anything. When would be the right time?
You're making a mountain out of a molehill. Getting yourself worked up for nothing.
For nothing? Single-handedly keeping our family together is far from nothing in my book. I could use a little help.
Maybe if we'd had kids of our own, none of this would be happening.
That's a real low blow. Don't you get how tough this
You're
is
not the
for
only
me?
one feels pressure. The factory situation is serious, Anne. Real serious. Not right now. Not tonight. No way.
Tanya's late. She always is these days.
Tanya has always been late.
Nah, not really. Only since she's been seeing him. That guy's no good for her. All that new age bullshit. Reminds me of some creepy cult.
He came in last week. We shot the breeze a little bit. I like him.
That one's a classic. Legendary vinyl. Quit pawing at it, will you? Hey, Bigfoot, mind the goddamn vinyl, will you?
There's no need to be so tough on her. It was an accident.
Everything Megan does is an accident.
Damn ice. I'm going to start climbing through the window unless that door gets fixed. How's things? Let me guess. He's been pumping iron again?
They've been at each other's throats since Dad got home.
What's it about this time?
Dad's been drinking. Who could have guessed it?
They're always fighting these days, getting predictable, like a record that keeps playing over and over.
Dennis, for the 10 millionth time, will you shift that shit of yours up into the attic?
Hey, some respect. This is a valuable, rare, and sought-after collection. Think she was a Marine sergeant in a past life.
What's curled up his ass?
Just Dennis doing what he's good at. Being really Dennis.
What a surprise.
Hey, Hey, Dennis. Hey!
Not now, sis. I'm busy. Hey! Quit acting crazy!
Oh! Jesus. You scared me, sweetheart.
I heard you talking about me.
Not now, Megan. I'd like to have a bath in peace. Take a break from this madhouse for a while.
Maybe you should talk to Mom and Dad.
It's not a great idea for me to get involved. You know what I'm like? I'd just upset someone.
This sounded more serious than the usual bullshit. They were talking about Megan. She's done something bad.
I can't say I'm surprised. There's definitely something off with Megan.
I don't get why everyone keeps picking on her.
Okay, Mr. Shining Knight in Armor. Where's the little princess anyway?
Probably better to leave Megan alone.
As her big sister, it is my sworn legal duty to check in on her.
Right, sure. Like you're the law around here. She went upstairs.
I'll go find her.
But you can't stop them all. Or breaks it up, kicks her back and sends Marcotte away, picking up Westfall. 2-on-1 for the moment. Marcotte to Westfall. Tip! Rutherford, a great save and plus for zero! Schwager left to Schinkel. Now John Stewart of the south wing coming up on Dallas Smith. Pass back, Schinkel gets in, scores! Schinkel scores his second goal of the game so far as he picks up the puck off Teddy Greenspan.
You need to keep an eye on your little sister. Mom is real worried about her.
It's okay, Dad. Tanya's checking on her right now.
You want to try raising a family like this? The devil himself would struggle with you guys.
Despite being told to check on Tanya, Anthony is unable to as he roams about downstairs. He finds a book titled The New England Witch Trials in a lounge. On the back, we see it was bought from the Little Hope Museum. As a note, we know more about this particular setting. We're at the Clark family home in Massachusetts. It's 8:20 in the evening on January 16th. Due to the style of clothes, we can estimate the period to be in the 1970s. We can also assume that the town of Little Hope is set in Massachusetts. Anthony also finds a novel titled Shroud of Innocence by T.S. Hartley. The cover also holds a quote from A.P. Davis of the Herald. The quote says, "A must-read for anyone with an interest in the Salem witch trials of 1692. While Shroud of Innocence is the title of a book in our real world, it is much different than this one and has a different author. Surprisingly, this same title and cover appeared aboard the Duke of Milan in the previous video game of this series, Man of Medan. I do not find the book appearing in two different locations in two different time periods to be impossible, so I have no issue with it. However, I will say I think its placement in the previous game is meant to be a nod to the future game Little Hope, much like how a newspaper article aboard the ghost ship in Man of Medan was a reference to the third game in this series, House of Ashes.
Wow. Megan is in even more trouble than I thought.
While I have not seen a report card from the 1970s before, I find it hard to believe the school would just send out the letter grade and not the numbered grades themselves.
Anthony, where the hell
Anthony, where are you, goddammit? Anthony, I'm getting really pissed off! Anthony, I swear if you don't answer me...
You could be right about my family. I think so too.
Tanya, what's going on?
That little brat locked me out. It's fucking freezing!
I'll let you back in. Go easy on Megan. Hold on. Shit! Megan! You in there? The kitchen's on fire!
Are you fucking serious?
Megan? Dad? Dennis? Mom? Where the hell is everybody?
Anthony! Help!
Anthony! Hey! Up here!
What the fuck are you doing up there?
I got trapped in the attic.
Get to the balcony!
Anthony, help!
Hey, Dad! Hey, Dad!
I can't breathe!
Anthony! Help! What should I do?
Get to the drain pipe and climb down!
What have you done?
Mom!
Stop!
So, let's review what we know. It's January at a Massachusetts family home. It's likely the 1970s, although I am assuming this due to the style of clothing, available technology, and the presence of the New Age movement. We see a family in turmoil throughout the entirety of this sequence. This is the Clark family. The father, James, is in danger of losing his job at the factory and has been absent lately both physically and mentally due to his dependence on alcohol to escape his problems. The mother, Anne, is struggling to keep her family together, the family she and her husband adopted, since they could not have children of their own. She is especially worried about their youngest, Megan. James and Anne have 4 adopted children: Tanya, Dennis, Anthony, and Megan. Tanya has recently been dating a young man belonging to the New Age movement, but also works as indicated by the name tag on her shirt. She doesn't want to be involved in her parents' woes and thinks she will only make things worse, but does want to help out her little sister. Dennis is prideful and possessive of his belongings, and has little patience for those he can't understand. He doesn't like Tanya's boyfriend due to his affiliation with New Age, and he finds Megan annoying and strange. He also seems to have changed his name from Charlie and hasn't aged since his appearance in 1947 after escaping a certain ghost ship. Then there's Anthony, modeled after the ever-wonderful Will Poulter. Anthony is the controllable character in this sequence, and the decisions regarding actions taken and dialogue spoken are done through him. We mostly know that Anthony is willing to defend Megan, gets along well enough with his family, is used to his parents fighting, and got along well with Tanya's boyfriend. And then there's Megan, the quiet and stoic little girl who moves about the house silently and speaks to an unknown specter that haunts the rooms alongside her. She does not get along well with her siblings, most of which find her a bit creepy and strange. It's Megan who causes the kitchen fire that consumes the house and her life. And yes, she does die, though I chose not to show her death. I have very few issues with the dialogue and inter-character relations of this 1970s plot. The characters are believable enough, and the dialogue between them is reasonable. I will say this is the one game of the anthology that I wish I could play the curator's cut with, since it actively expands upon these characters in a meaningful way. However, I'm still bound by the rules I set when I first started this series, so we'll stick with the theatrical cut. Now, on to the fire. The way the fire spreads is mostly fine. I don't have a problem believing that the Alight doll falling onto the floor could ignite grease or other residue from cooking. However, I will point out that this stove is powered by gas, which really means the stove should have exploded rather than simply being engulfed in flames. I'll call this breaking a law of science and move on. The speed at which the fire spreads is also fine. House fires vary in how quickly they spread, but I can believe that this old house would quickly catch fire. I'm a bit unsure how the structural integrity of the ceiling could have deteriorated so quickly as to fall on James Clark, but I won't pretend to be an engineer or an expert in the effects of structural damage caused by fires. There are only 2 deaths that are truly problematic for me: Anne Clark and Dennis Clark's. My issue with Anne's death is the door which traps her. Though this should go without saying, most doors can be unlocked from the inside of a room, where Anne finds herself. Even if Megan did lock her mother in, Anne should still be able to unlock the door from her side. However, I will not heavily critique this because if you've lived in an older house, you know that not everything makes sense all the time. It's possible this door only locks from the outside and has no locking mechanism on the inside. I'm going to have to assume this notion is the case, otherwise Anne would have escaped the bathroom very easily. I don't find Dennis's situation in the attic to be reasonable. Though the ladder to the attic has been knocked down, it's not a far drop to the floor below, and Dennis could easily and safely drop from the access hatch. I do not believe Dennis's only way out of the attic was through a window and onto the roof. Dennis is more than capable physically of climbing down from the access hatch, and I think his decision to escape by the roof is more so the whims of the writers wanting him to be impaled, rather than him making the most reasonable choice for his predicament. Yes, reason sometimes goes out the window during a crisis, but I still argue that Dennis could easily see that a short drop to the floor below would have been much safer than scaling an icy rooftop at night. The horror of this scene draws on a few elements, from the intensity and dread of watching each member of the Clark family meet a gruesome end, to the shadow lingering over Megan and whispering terrible thoughts and actions into her mind. While I would normally criticize a jump scare, Megan's appearance in the bathroom behind Anne I'll let slide, since Megan has been characterized as creepy and can easily startle someone with her quiet presence. The fact that Anne is startled by Megan and the jump scare isn't only at the audience's expense also helps. To conclude with this scene, I'd like to ask 2 questions. Why are we here? And what does this house fire and family have to do with an unrelated bus crash? Well, we know one connection. The house fire took place in the 1970s, some decades before the bus crash, and both occurred in Little Hope, Massachusetts. While both traumatic events are located in the same town, these occurrences seem to have no distinct correlation with one another. They both appear to be totally separate stories with different characters, albeit with a considerable passage of time between them. As to why we are viewing these seemingly unrelated stories, we may be able to glean that they are not unrelated. The fact that they both occur in the town of Little Hope is significant, and we know that two little girls like to have extreme types of fun involving motor vehicles and live flames. Beyond that, we will simply have to move along with the narrative to see what, if any, connections arise between the 1970s plot and the modern day one. For now, let's review our characters from this scene. Alright, these are going to be all the characters from the house fire scene that is set in the 1970s. To start with, we have Anne Clark, the matriarch of the family. She's married to James, wants to be taken seriously. She's worried about Megan, thinks Megan is not right, and single-handedly keeping the family together. Those are her words. She is in a shaky marriage. We can obviously see that. She tells Dennis to move his shit to the attic, wants to take a bath and relax and escape, and dies from asphyxiation due to smoke. James Clark, he's married to Anne, or maybe she, I don't know how he identifies. Drunk, has a drinking problem, worried about losing losing his job at the factory, weighs off Anne's fears about Megan, blames Anne for not being able to have biological children because he's an asshole. In a shaky marriage, changes channel from what Megan was watching, tells Anthony to keep an eye on Megan, finds raising the kids to be a struggle, and crushed to death by falling ceiling beams. Megan Clark, used to parents fighting, likes to eavesdrop, talks to herself, which is not the case, has black hair, likes watching TV, walks over Dennis's records. She's adopted, wants Dennis's attention, has a doll, moves very quietly, has a key. Don't really know how she got that, and I didn't really talk about it, but I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, there's no reason why she wouldn't be able to get a key. Habitually late and tardy to school, as we can see from her attendance report. She's also doing poorly at school based on the AB A through F letter grades. Agrees with the Shadow's thoughts on her family. Locked Tanya on the upper story porch, starts fire with her doll, knocks down Dennis's ladder that we assume that she did. We didn't see it happen. Locks mother in the bathroom. We can assume that she did that because she had the key and looked at the bathroom door. Doesn't help her father, watches him die, and then she burns to death. I did not want to show that because of YouTube's policies regarding harming of children. But yeah, I can at least say that did happen to her. So yeah. We didn't see Reverend Carson, but he was mentioned once by Anne. He's been meeting with Megan for 4 weeks. We don't know why. He's maybe concerned about her, but we don't really know anything more about the man at the moment. Anthony Clark, that is the Will Poulter guy. Likes Tanya's boyfriend, defends Megan. He's adopted like the rest of his siblings. He's unsurprised by parents fighting, suggests Tanya help her parents or their parents, lights stove to heat up water, likes to read, tries to save his family, watches most of his family die, still holding the matchbook, enters burning house to save mother. We don't know what becomes of Anthony after the fact. Dennis Clark doesn't like Tanya's boyfriend, thinks the New Age movement is a cult, prizes his vinyl record collection, curses at children. He's adopted too, tries to escape the attic from the roof. I've already talked at length about why it's a problem. Didn't try to drop down to the second floor. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in red because I do think it's a flaw. It's the writers forcing him to do something that he really has no business doing. He falls from the roof and is impaled on the fence. Tanya has been late coming home recently, probably due to work and due with her meetings with the New Age people and her boyfriend. Unsurprised by parents fighting, she's adopted, doesn't want to get involved in the parents' dilemma, thinks she will upset them, thinks something's off with Megan. She's willing to check with Megan, though, because she wants to be a good big sis. She's locked out on the upper story porch because Megan is not a good little sis. She can burn to death, or she can accidentally hang herself. I chose that option because of reasons later. She's employed somewhere. We don't know exactly where. I'm going to guess a waitress. That's just a guess. I don't know, though. Tanya's boyfriend. He is part of the New Age religion. We don't know anything else about him really at the moment. I mean, I could say he drives. I don't know. There's nothing else really to add about him at the moment. We will get more about him later, though. The shadow, can be seen by Megan. I don't know anything more about the shadow. I think it's meant to be like a demon or something. But I don't know. I Yeah, I'm just gonna go with that. I mean, obviously we know it has Megan's not best interest in mind, and not the rest of the family's either. It's not a friendly shadow by any means. I guess I could put that, but I mean, we just know that based on what Megan says. And then that he's right, it's right about her family. Um, and then she decides to burn them all alive, so that's fun. And then there's the passerby, which is the gentleman that comes up to Anthony at the end of the scene and asks, "What did you do?" Sort of something like that, and thinks Anthony started the fire. And that is all I got for all these characters. We'll get into more of them later and maybe add some more onto these people at some point.
Hello, and welcome back. I have a new story for you. It's very different to the last. Disconcerting, no? I'm sure there's nothing to worry about. This particular story isn't fully fleshed out. It's only part written, and the choices you make will complete it. The fire. No, there was nothing you could have done about that. What's happened has happened. Or has it? Anyway, look to the future, I say. Life's but a walking shadow, eh? You are about to enter a confusing, perhaps disturbing world. How disturbing might depend on what you choose to believe, and how confusing on the path you choose to take. There are an infinite number of directions in which one could travel. We seldom have all the information that we'd like, but we have to choose our path nonetheless, and hope that we get the clarity and the outcomes that we want. As in life, your decisions will matter. The choices you make will affect others. You've seen how the story starts. So much death. How many more deaths is entirely up to you. It depends on the decisions that you make. What are you? Rational? Emotional? Do you trust your head or your heart? There is no right answer. Sometimes one is best and sometimes the other. My advice, for what it's worth, is to thine own self be true. But I'm here simply to record what you do, not to help you. I'm not supposed to interfere, you see. Not my place, apparently. But I am apparently allowed to share wise words from great storytellers that have gone before, where I feel that that would be appropriate. Oh, one final thing before I let you go. There are pictures in Little Hope that will, if found, show you a vision of a possible future, something that may or may not happen. Use them. They might help you. You have a funeral to attend. Off you go. Have fun. I do enjoy a good funeral.
The curator returns for our second game, as he does for each subsequent installment after Man of Medan. As a reminder, I call each of his appearances a curator intermission. In this one, he reintroduces us to what we can expect in gameplay and the Dark Pictures themselves. While I will be picking up some of the pictures during gameplay, the understanding with these is that since the characters will be unaware of what the pictures foretell, they hold little narrative function. If you watched my last analysis of Man of Medan, though, you may recall that the Dark Pictures actually cause an issue with the setting. We will see if this game mechanic harms or benefits the narrative in Little Hope as well. The curator does clarify that the house fire was unavoidable, and he warns that the world we're entering is both disturbing and confusing. Although how disturbing depends on what we believe, and how confusing depends on the path we take. As we will come to see, this line in particular will hold significance, and it's partly why I find Little Hope to possess such a fascinating narrative. However, we will have to wait until the final verdict episode to explore the curator's words here. Let's review his traits, then get on with the funeral. This character review should be relatively short, so let's get going. Curator, he believes making decisions with his head or with one's head or heart is needed, depending on circumstances. He's supposed to record what we do, not help. He's not supposed to interfere. He may find his role distasteful and may want to help. He is allowed to share words from other storytellers where appropriate, and he enjoys funerals. A lot of these ones that are not in bold should look familiar because they're the same sort of traits that we uncovered whenever he was present in Men of Medan. I just kind of added on to them because he's a recurring character. I mean, his character shouldn't really change too much between story to story since he is a framing device, basically. But I did have some minor issues with him. We'd learned in the last game that he has some rules to follow and he's willing to help to an extent, but then we learn that he's supposed to record what we do, not help, not supposed to interfere. So I don't know that this is necessarily a problem, which is why I didn't put it in red. It's possible that whoever has him doing this job was being a little bit stricter with him this time. But we also know that he has more defined rules about how he's supposed to be somewhat helpful, and that's to just allow people to share words, or he is allowed to share words from other storytellers where appropriate. We also get this sense that maybe he finds his role as curator and being the observer is to be somewhat distasteful. He has a little bit of rue in his voice whenever he talks about it, so I found that to be kind of interesting about himself. I mean, I feel like most people know who the curator is meant to represent or really meant to be anthropomorphized as, so we'll get more to all that at a later time.
None of us here today can understand why this tragic accident happened. But we can take comfort from the knowledge that the family are together for eternity in God's loving embrace.
Where the hell's Daniel? I can't find him.
I don't know.
As we can see from the text below, we'll be controlling Taylor for this scene. We're at the bus crash site. It's 11:06 p.m. on May 27th. 1 hour and 24 minutes have passed since the bus driver left the roadside diner in Massachusetts. We are also told a few traits about each of the shown characters so far. Andrew is an 18-year-old college student that is anxious and detached. Taylor is a 22-year-old college student who is headstrong and insensitive. John, whose voice we heard previously on the bus, is a 43-year-old college professor. He's described as rational and overbearing. It goes without saying that Andrew, Taylor, and John all resemble Anthony, Tanya, and James from the 1970s plot, respectively. As with my previous analysis of Men of Medan, I'm unsure if the character introductions we're given are meant to apply to gameplay or characterization. While I intend to track these given traits and analyze their development over the narrative, it's worthwhile to note that the curator did tell us that we are ultimately in control over the characters, and how we play them does not necessarily have to align with their given traits. Whether this leads to conflicting traits or other issues is yet to be determined.
Instead of goofing around, you want to lend a hand here?
How is he doing anyway?
It doesn't look that serious. Could be concussed.
Okay, Professor. Or should I call you Doctor now?
Why don't you try calling for help? Maybe the cops, someone like that.
I already tried once, but I'm on it.
Hey, Andrew, buddy, how you doing?
Where are we? What happened?
Yeah, the bus crashed. We're okay, though, just shaken up.
If you say so. I don't remember being in any crash.
You're probably in shock. Maybe a mild concussion in there, too. Give yourself some time. Stay here. Don't move.
Fucking thing, useless piece of crap! May as well be dead.
Okay, take it easy. We'll figure out what to do.
Fuck. Where's my phone? Hey, anyone up there?
Hey, Daniel, that you?
John, good to hear you.
Daniel?
Taylor, you okay?
I'm good.
We're fine, too. Thanks for asking. You okay down there?
I'm all right. Nothing I can't deal with.
Hey, John, any idea what caused the crash?
Not sure. Looked like the driver swerved to avoid something in the road. He down there, by the way?
Nope. No sign of him.
Weird. He isn't up here either. Can you get back up to us?
Looks pretty steep. I see a trail down here I could try.
Great. Take the trail. Should take you to the road. We can regroup there.
That's a plan. See you soon.
Hey, Taylor. Help me get Andrew up on his feet, will ya?
Wait, I don't remember anything. Who are you?
It's okay. You're concussed. I'm John. You're a college professor. We were taking a bus on a field trip, but that didn't work out so well. Crash wasn't on the curriculum. We'll find the others, get some help. Think of it as a character-building exercise. Teamwork at its finest.
I had this dream. It was so real. Flames all around us. It was grim.
That bang on the head must have been a beauty.
That trail the others are on will come out down the road. We'll meet them there.
We should talk this through. Why leave the bus? Not like we have somewhere better to wait.
No. We could be here all night. Our best move is to get to the others, then head towards town. See if we can find some help.
Where's the driver? Shouldn't he be back by now?
The driver's done what we should be doing. Gone into town for help.
You're right. Let's go. I'm with you.
I'm right.
The quicker we get help, the quicker we can all go home.
Stick close behind me.
Can't believe the driver just taking off like that and ditching us.
Maybe he didn't realize. Could just be in shock.
We're his responsibility, his passengers. Oh, you're kidding me. Now what? Looks like something out of a creepy horror movie.
Actually, you're nearly right. I've seen stuff like this in books. It's there to ward off evil spirits.
Jesus, this really is a night full of nightmares.
Taylor finds a sign that reads, "Welcome to Little Hope," although the word little has been marked out and replaced with abandon.
You know this place? Little Hope?
No. I mean, I don't think so.
You should both know Little Hope.
Why should I have heard of this place?
Seriously, this place is steeped in history. Fascinating stuff.
How do you know all this stuff anyway?
I'm a professional academic. I read books, unlike some.
Easy, Einstein. I can match everything you got with just a smartphone.
Well, your phone isn't so smart without a signal. Good to see you two. Finally. Everything okay?
Sure. We took the scenic route.
You sure as hell took your own sweet time. I was getting worried.
I bet you were.
This gate is chained. We can't get through.
Look around. See if there's anything we can use to break it.
Think this'll do it?
Ready? I'll push hard from my side.
Ready. 3, 2, 1, push!
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about!
Great job, you two.
Sure is convenient Andrew found that bar when they needed it.
What's the plan now?
Head into town, see if we can get help.
You know where town is?
Sure, we're near Little Hope.
Sounds like a fun place.
Funnily enough, Little Hope does have an interesting and dark history.
Can we get going without having a smart-ass lecture first?
I'm starting not to like you or your attitude.
I'm not even started yet. You want a little more?
Try to be civil. Cost nothing.
That's rich, given how you badmouthed Taylor on the way over.
What did you say about me?
You always get your boyfriend to stick up for you? Try doing it yourself sometime, dear.
I'm not wasting another breath on you.
Quit it, will you? The last thing we need is you causing trouble.
Keep out of our business, okay?
We are wasting valuable time here. Can we please just keep moving?
You think this is a solid plan, heading into town?
As good as any.
I went along with it before, but I'm not so sure now.
So what do you want to do?
How about you come with me back to the bus?
Okay.
I still think the smart move is for us all to stick together.
You'll be glad we didn't stick together after we flagged down a car and come rescue your ass.
You get lost?
No.
Back here?
This doesn't add up. This is some very weird shit going on here.
Spare us all. First he loses his pride, then he loses his way.
What are you trying to say?
That you've lost it.
It's not possible.
Look, I don't know what you're trying to prove here, but we've got better things to do.
Daniel?
Whoa!
Hey, careful!
Watch out!
Quit fucking around and tell me what's going on here.
The two of us will go together.
This is getting ridiculous.
Indulge me.
What? I walked away from you! We're trapped here! There's no way out! I don't understand!
She's right. We walked dead straight going away from you. So, how'd we end up back here?
Okay, let's try something. We'll all go together. We came from that direction. We must be able to go back that way. I want everyone to stay real close. No stragglers.
You want to put us on a kid's line? Okay, I'm coming. I admit, that is a little odd.
More than a little.
See? What did I tell you?
It's just like I've been saying, we are trapped! We can't leave here! Now what do we
Okay,
do?
calm down, breathe. There's a rational explanation for what's happening.
Maybe we all died in the crash.
Yeah, nice theory, but I'm pretty sure we're all still alive and kicking.
Last I checked, you were schooling us on creative writing, not metaphysics.
I know who I'd like to be kicking. This is all down to you, this pissy little field trip. Now we're stuck here in Little No Hope.
That is way out of line. I had no way of knowing that damn bus would crash. You can't put that on me.
Are you for fucking real?
Watch your tone, will you? I am doing my best to understand this, just like you and the rest of us.
I'm sorry. I don't get what's happening to us. I don't understand. It's like you said, we're trapped in a nightmare.
It's okay. We're gonna be just fine. We'll figure a way out of this together.
Someone else thinks they can do a better job? Step right up!
Maybe it isn't real.
We have to get out of here right
I need to think straight.
fucking now.
Football coaching. Why the fuck?
Can everyone just shut up? This isn't helping us find help or getting us out of here.
He's right. Bitching at each other isn't getting us anywhere. We have to work together as a team.
Thank you.
Now let's be logical. The fog is between us and the bus. There is no fog between us and town, so let's head that way.
I don't get how heading further away from the bus helps.
There is nothing on the bus we can use to get help. In town, there will be people, a working phone, something.
It pains me to admit, but he's right. There's nowhere else we can go except into that damn town.
Sounds like a plan to me.
You leaving me? Where are you going?
Come on, let's go with them. Until we know what's up, we should stick together.
Before we continue, let's discuss the fog. While only a little unsettling, the fog mainly serves as a narrative and gameplay mechanic that prevents characters from backtracking or going too far off-screen and off-script. I think it serves both functions relatively well while also amplifying the mood of mystery and uncertainty that fog can bring, especially as the story continues on and we find that the darkness does hold certain dangers. One can of course argue that this entire sequence is a bit of railroading. Continuing onward, Taylor finds the first of the Dark Pictures, which turns out to be a postcard with a picture of a cat. I believe all of the Dark Pictures in this game are postcards, and I have absolutely no issue with them. As we will learn, Little Hope has a history steeped in the witch trials, and these postcards showcasing various witchcraft scenes would make sense. I also do not mind their random placement around the town. They could easily be litter or stashed away in someone's house. I will say the level and use of darkness in this game is phenomenal. There are some legitimately creepy moments in the darkness of Little Hope, and illumination by way of streetlights and the characters' flashlights truly reduces the world to a few beams of light in an otherwise dismal void of shadow and fog.
Why did you say we might all be dead? You really think that's possible?
I saw some cable show about how your brain keeps going for a while after you know.
You die?
Forget about it. What they said didn't really stack up.
I don't like the look of that place at all.
Maybe they won't ask for ID.
I'm not sure this is such a great idea.
We should check it out. There could be a phone inside.
I'll go in and take a look around.
Go ahead. We'll be right behind you.
Why aren't we going with those guys?
Angela knows there's something between us. That's obvious.
We're really going to get into this now? Like we've got no other bigger shit to deal with tonight?
This is a big deal. For me, anyhow. I'm telling you, Angela is onto us. She knows.
What did you two talk about?
She was digging around like she always does.
Let her imagine whatever she wants. Probably drives her crazy. I'm not ready to go public about us yet. I will be soon, I promise.
Anything I can do to help convince you I'm the right guy?
I need to know 100% I can rely on you. That you'll never let me down.
We should catch up with the others.
We standing here all night, or we going inside?
Not sure what drove that spike into the ground, but I'm sure we'll find out. I do want to pause a moment to review and evaluate this sequence. The character interactions were swift and frankly accurate and consistent. John values rational thoughts and actions and clearly states as much, although he can be overbearing as the leader of the group. Taylor, described as headstrong and sensitive, challenges John and Angela's authority while also being vulnerable with Daniel and her honesty of emotion when confronted with the fog. Daniel, indeed, is friendly enough with his companions, but is defensive regarding Taylor, as well as his own emotions if he thinks Taylor does not value their relationship. Angela is abrasive, especially when it comes to her confrontation with Taylor. She's eager to point out the flaws of others, but then hides behind a guise of civility and professionalism. Then there's Andrew, our poor concussed amnesiac. Described as anxious and detached, he speaks little to the others unless the need arises, but does pose as a unifying voice when the others can't manage their own emotions. I would like to discuss the aftermath of the crash. While I can't say how Andrew, Taylor, and John ended up outside the overturned bus, I think it's clear to say Daniel and Angela were thrown from the bus, even though we didn't see their bodies fly from it during the crash scene. We do see the back door of the bus is open and protruding over the ledge of the ditch, which I suppose is enough evidence that they were both ejected from the bus. The fact that Andrew is also the only character with any lingering injuries is astonishing, if not unbelievable. While it is possible to be thrown from a moving vehicle and only suffer minor injuries, I would say all the characters involved are incredibly fortunate. Inter-character dialogue is well done and believable. I could not find any definitive issues, and what characters say align with their traits and also make sense given the context of their situation or the context of a conversation. During the argument after the fog incident, the fluctuations in sound as characters speak is noteworthy, but I could not say why the fluctuations are happening. More on that later, probably in the final verdict episode. The presence of the poppet, made of sticks surrounded by animal bones and blood, is a mere introduction to the occult in this game. The veracity of John's claim that the figure is there to ward off evil spirits is currently unknown. I try not to bring outside research into these videos and only use the information the game provides us. Since I am not an expert in the symbology of these stick designs and have no evidence to support John's idea, I'll just shrug, say it's creepy, and move on. As much of a throwaway as the Abandoned Hope sign is, I do enjoy we get a bit of character knowledge with John and hints that the town of Little Hope has a long history. We'll be sure to expand on the hamlet's past as the narrative progresses. I don't mind Taylor and Daniel's chat about the relationship in front of the bar. It's understandable that they might like some alone time together to discuss their suspicions about Angela, and what they both want with their relationship going forward. While Taylor correctly points out they may have more important things to worry about, I would not say their lives are in so much peril currently that the idea of Daniel bringing up his concerns is silly. I think the conversation is appropriately timed and justified by Daniel's defensive trait, given it's the first time he and Taylor have had a moment together since the crash. Finally, the scene ends with a spike being driven into the pavement as the group enters a bar. I do not think of this act as a jump scare, but an indication that something or someone is following the group. It's an indication that Little Hope may not be safe, and that our 5 crash survivors are being stalked from the darkness. Let's review the characters from the remainder of this bit of the plot. We've returned to the modern day, although we did see the funeral at the beginning that occurred after the Clark family's death. We only saw 2 characters in that, neither of which were named, but I know who they are, and I just don't want to waste time by pretending I don't. So the priest, that was Reverend Carson. We finally see him for the first time. He presided over the Clark family funeral. We also see Tanya's boyfriend. He attended the Clark family funeral. I can say that he has a sun pendant as well. Has a sun pendant. I think that's how you say it, spell pendant, probably. I wanted to add that because it's a detail about him, and we will see that thing again at some point. I don't mind spoiling that. It's such a small detail. But there's no point in not putting it there. It's important. Going back to the modern day, the bus driver, he's missing from the bus crash. I wonder what happened to him. John, he is 43 years old. He is a college professor. He is rational and overbearing according to the, I'm going to say text in this situation because that's literal. Resembles James from the 1970s. He is concerned about Andrew. He has dry wit. He's a leader. Thinks the driver left for town. He's aware of occultism. May know Little Hope's history. He's proud of his education. Wants everyone to head to town, and he wants everyone to stick together. Angela, I had her as the unknown woman from before, and now we actually have her name. She's 48 years old. She's a mature student. She is abrasive and understanding, according to the text. Resembles Anne from the 1970s. Talked with Daniel about Taylor and doesn't like Taylor. The little girl. We didn't learn anything new about her. I don't know why I'm talking about her. Skip. Andrew. He is 18 years old. He's a college student. He's anxious and detached, according to the text. He resembles Anthony from the 1970s. He is concussed and has amnesia. He dreamt of a fire and tries to refocus and calm the others. Daniel, he is 20 years old. He's a college student. He's amiable and defensive, according to the text. He resembles Dennis from the 1970s. He finds a flashlight. He is defensive of Taylor. He suggests that they all died in the crash. He can be persuasive to Taylor and may think Taylor isn't serious about him. Taylor, she is 22 years old. She is a college student, headstrong and sensitive, according to the text. Has pink hair, resembles Tanya from the 1970s, thinks badly of the driver for leaving them, wants to stay at the bus, freaks out about the fog, believes that they are trapped, blames John for their predicament, does not want to be abandoned, doesn't want to be public with Daniel yet, and wants to be with someone dependable. And last but not least, the most important character in the entire game by far is the cat, with the very on-point trait of meow. Our characters enter what we will come to learn is the Black Cat Bar. The text that will appear at the bottom left will say it's 11:38 p.m. on May 27th. 32 minutes have passed since the beginning of the last scene. I am not sure this passage of time is believable given the events of the prior scene, but it's also possible the characters took their time walking from the bus to the Black Cat.
Hi there. How you doing? Excuse me, but we're looking for our bus driver.
What?
Have you seen him?
Yeah, that's funny.
What is? What's up with the fog outside? It's pretty weird.
Yeah, sure is a thick one tonight.
So thick it's stopping us from leaving.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
You mean you're trapped
Sorry
here too?
for busting in like this. Bus we were on crashed a little way back up the road there. We're still a little shaken up.
We're still a lot shaken up.
You certainly look shook up. I'm Vince.
I need a mirror. Maybe there's one here not covered in 20 years of...
Sounds like you could use a drink.
Better not, thanks. I need to keep a clear head.
It's right there if you change your mind.
Not for me.
Why are you even here? Little Hope sure isn't the town it used to be.
What happened here? The place seems completely deserted.
Little Hope feels a little like a ghost town. And that fog?
Life moves on, you know. But we don't all go with it.
Why are you still here?
Yeah, if the place is as dead as you say, what are you still doing here?
I come and go. You know how it is. Anyway, I can't help you.
What is this guy's problem?
There's definitely something off about him.
He's harmless. Just had one too many. Let's look around.
There must be something here that can help us.
See what you can dig up.
He's in a world of his own. An old darts board. I was pretty good back in the day.
Stay. Play a little, no problem. I'm gonna take a look around.
You need an umbilical cord or something.
Fun. At least I'm looking for a way out. What are you
Just a quick throw, and then we'll figure out how we're getting out of here.
Try for a big double.
Not
or...
my first time, Daniel. Shooting for double 20.
Okay, so you can play a little.
Still got it. Now for triple 20. Well, almost an Olympic shot after the night we've had.
They don't play darts in the Olympics. That is one hell of a shot. You did better than Taylor.
Let's get back to why we came in here.
I know this is the game's tutorial for using ranged weapons, and I suppose John's decision to play darts isn't impossible, although a little unreasonable. The Black Cat is safe enough for our characters, and they all seem willing enough to relax a bit, considering this is the first moment of downtime they've had since the crash. John explores the bar, finding a dead payphone in the back. He also finds a paper with columns of random numbers, but on the flip side of the paper, we see a flyer warning parents if their children are interested in astrology, spirits, or ghosts. A Reverend Carson wanted to address these concerns and teach parents to look for signs of trouble at a meeting at the Little Hope Town Hall on Tuesday, June 16, 1970. And yes, that date was in fact a Tuesday. John stumbles upon an old photograph dated June 16, 1917, that shows three men in soldiers' uniforms that resemble John, Andrew, and Daniel. Finally, John reads a newspaper from October 12, 1979. According to the main story, the residents of Little Hope voted to disincorporate their town. The closure of the Ravenden textiles factory hit the town hard, and a flurry of bank foreclosures led to the denizens of Little Hope abandoning the town. The emergency manager of the town, Kathy Flint, was supposed to administer public services to those who stayed, but it appears that none wanted to.
Got anything else for us on Little Hope?
Booze gone in my head.
You okay?
I'm sure it's just one too many.
We both had better days.
Some free advice. Lay off the drink.
Take it easy, will ya?
Sure thing. Gotta keep a clear head, right?
Hey, this way.
Let's get out of here and...
You all hear that?
I definitely heard something.
Did you hear that as well?
Come on. Whatever it was, came from outside.
Really think it's smart to go back outside?
Well, there's nothing for us here. We need to move on.
Best of luck. Hope you find what you're looking for.
This was a relatively short scene, but important in terms of decision making. We meet Vince, an obscure man sitting in what is an abandoned bar. While amiable enough, he seems just as trapped in the town as our 5 protagonists. John also faces his first temptation with alcohol, and our decision to keep or break his sobriety develops him further as a character. While he certainly is not going through withdrawals, we can imagine turning down the drink may be difficult considering the night he's had so far. We can also assume that breaking his sobriety would likely impact his ability to function throughout the course of the game. Since John is described as rational, I would think he would find turning back to drink to be less than helpful for their current situation. Lastly, I want to draw attention to one small detail that can be easily overlooked. When John finishes his game of darts, the 3 darts are resting on the double 20, triple 20, and bullseye. No one reset the board. When Vince picks up the darts after the group leaves, all 3 darts are located on the bullseye. I don't want to discuss more about this detail for now. Let's move on to analyzing the characters from this scene. Here's the review of the characters from the Black Cat Bar. John, he can maintain or break his sobriety in the bar. He thinks Vince is harmless, and he's good at playing darts. Vince hangs around abandoned bars, feels he can't leave Little Hope. He's welcoming. He offers a drink, can't move on with something. He's well-wishing. He likes to drink, and he plays darts. Last is Reverend Carson. We don't see him so much in this scene, obviously, but we do hear from him in the form of the flyer about the supernatural and his warnings about it. He's a local leader in Little Hope. During the 1970s, he had a meeting at the town hall on June 16th, 1970, and he is afraid Little Hope's children are in danger from the evil or supernatural.
It's coming from the town.
Did the old fucker just lock us out?
He was weird, that old guy.
Sure was something off about him. Why come to Creepy Central just to get a top-up?
What does that mean?
It's now 11:49 p.m. on May 27th. 11 minutes have passed since the characters entered the Black Cat. While I know my characters spent around 6 or 7 minutes in the bar, I don't see how adding a few minutes to the narrative will hurt. Other players may spend more or less time in the bar depending, and the amount of time is reasonable for what the characters did. This map may be helpful later on to establish continuity, but I'll save it mainly for keeping track of direction and evaluating it during the final verdict episode. Andrew finds another postcard, this time of a magic cauldron, before I legitimately creep myself out by seeing John's silhouette in the fog. I even doubled back to see if the figure was still there before I realized who it was. Like I said, this game does an excellent job of playing with darkness and tricking perceptions. Further down the foggy road, Andrew stumbles upon another hanging stick effigy, this time over a circle overlaid by intersecting lines. While I did have to research this exact symbol, I'd like to save my analyses of these symbols and their placement for the final verdict. More tiny animal skulls are also scattered about, and the effigy is also covered in blood.
What the hell is this thing?
Looks pretty similar to the one Taylor saw by the bus. John said they're to ward off evil spirits.
Where would he get an idea like that?
I don't know. He's a professor. He must read a lot. I have to admit, I'm curious about what it means.
I've heard more than enough, thank you.
I'm sorry, I didn't scare you, did I?
I don't know which is scarier. Whatever this is, or your morbid interest in it.
I'm not superstitious, but stuff like what happened to us with the fog.
Let's catch up with the rest. I don't want to spend any more time with this disgusting thing.
Yes, you did see the little girl in the background. Little late to be running cross country.
Can you two make an effort to keep up?
I'm so startled.
Not sure if this is our adolescent late night jogger and extreme tag competitor running by or not. Moving along.
Hey, can you come over here?
What's wrong?
I just saw someone in the woods.
I can't see anyone.
I definitely saw someone. 100%.
Sorry, I don't buy it. Nobody would be out here at this ungodly hour.
Okay. We really should catch up with the others.
You two, we need to stick close.
What the hell? Did you hear that?
What on earth is that?
Okay, very good. We're freaked. Who's there?
Whoever you are, this isn't funny at all. John, where are you? Daniel? Taylor? Come on, John, where are you? This isn't funny.
Whatever that was approaching Angela and Andrew, I found it to be quite unsettling. Their lack of ability to see it, but also be aware of its presence, is disconcerting, and the use of sound and the camera itself to become the point of view of the spectral stalker was well executed and genuinely frightening. What's worse, by the time Angela and Andrew break free of this haunting, the others have disappeared into the fog.
Hey, wait for us! What is that? Hey. Come and check this out.
What on earth is that?
Not a clue.
What is your name, sir?
Who are you?
Pray, tell me your name, lady.
Angela.
I am called Mary. I fashioned her with my own hand. She looks just like the one beside you. Would you kindly come play with me? Come play. Come play with me.
What witch's trickery is this now, Mary?
I have done nothing.
Hold your tongue. I see what you truly are, Mary. Reverend Carver's affection for you will be shaken loose when he learns of your infidelity with the devil.
Come back here.
There's someone else out here, by the fire.
What? I don't see any fire.
I saw them too.
Are you okay?
This place is all wrong.
Whatever happened here, it's over now.
You have no clue. You didn't see what we saw.
I don't get it. What exactly happened here?
This young girl came out of the fog. Spoke to us.
Maybe the fog has got you confused. We're all stressed out.
Stressed my ass. I saw a girl dancing right here, clear as day.
Said her name was Mary. Looked exactly like the girl in my dream, but she talked in this really weird accent. Was that even American?
I'm not sure. I couldn't place her accent either.
What have we gotten ourselves into?
This kid, Mary, did she want to hurt you?
She could have been malicious, I guess.
You're burning up. That girl do something to you?
We should all keep an eye on Andrew.
I'm okay. Pain's going away now.
Now what?
Seems our only option is the road into town.
You're kidding me.
Got a better idea? Thought not.
I do not consider the shift of the little girl and her ghostly transformation into Mary to be a jump scare, mainly because, as we will see, such events will happen periodically as our protagonists time travel, and each time they do, a ghostly visitor will drag them to the past. I consider these moments of spectral shrieking to be transitions that are both consistent and have a definite creepiness factor. As for the scene from the past itself, I found the period accents to be well done, and we know that the protagonist can interact with the people in the past and vice versa. Although the little girl Mary just seems to want to play, at least one person in the past, Amy, believes Mary to be practicing witchcraft. The topic of witchcraft and the supernatural has been hinted upon in text and the random effigies along the roadside, but these concepts will soon appear in force to haunt our protagonists. The horror so far in Little Hope has been executed very well, and the tension has been amplified since our protagonist left the Black Cat. The steady progression of occult symbols to ghostly hauntings to the encompassing and swirling fog leading to the sinister Mary sincerely amped up the fear factor. Jump scares aside, I feel the creators of this game focus heavily on aspects that would heighten the tone of mystery and dark terror that permeates this game. Here's my review of the characters from this past scene. John, he dismisses Angela and Andrew's encounter with Mary. Angela, she's skeptical of John's knowledge of the occult. She's scared by the puppet and maybe Andrew, skeptical of Andrew's perceptions, and is aware of the presence in the forest. The little girl likes taking midnight jogs in the forest, enjoys singing unsettling nursery rhymes, and turn into a ghostly version of Mary. Andrew, curious about the effigies, saw someone in the forest, aware of the presence in the woods, links Mary to Megan, the girl from the dream, has bruised arm where Mary grabbed him, and has a fever. I will say and add on to this, it's not necessarily a trait, but just something to note. The fact that Andrew specifically links Mary to this girl in his dream is pretty much confirmation that the entire scene of the Clark family house fire was a dream for Andrew. So that entire sequence was when Andrew was knocked out and he had this dream of the Clark family home and everything that happened there the night of the fire. Vince locks the protagonist out of the Black Cat. Mary makes creepy straw dolls. I hesitate to say that they're puppets because we don't know for certain that she is making them for puppets. They may actually just be dolls. They're creepy as hell, but I mean, it's the past and it looks like it's made out of a corn husk, so who knows? She wants to play, whatever that is. She likes dancing around fires in the forest, so I guess that's playful. She kind of sees a little bit of a familiarity with herself between her and Megan. They both like fires. She sees Angela and Andrew and is capable of making a campfire by herself, so that's good. Amy thinks Mary is practicing witchcraft and sees Angela and Andrew. Reverend Carver, a local religious leader of Mary's time, and is fond of Mary.
Well, that escalated rather quickly. Everything that one does or doesn't do in one's life will catch up with one eventually. Don't you think? Don't look at me. I can't help you. Remember? We sometimes congratulate ourselves on waking from a troubled dream. It may be so the moment after death. On my travels over many years, I've witnessed many things, seen and heard many beliefs, and there's usually some element of truth in each of them. These unfortunate folk seem to be dealing with forces as yet unexplained. I mean, sinister movements in the forest, spirits from the past, a little girl who may be in trouble. Or maybe she simply is trouble. Anyway, where are we? Angela isn't getting much tittle-tattle out of Taylor. No kiss and tell. What about John? The figure of authority, perhaps? Or perhaps he represents something else. And then there's Andrew. Somewhat confused, I think. A bump to the head can do that. Let me reassure you. You helped make some decisions that will be valued later on. And some that may turn out to be regrettable. That fellow in the bar, he was less than helpful, more than a little rude, if you ask me. Clearly something disturbing on his mind. Enough. There's something not quite right in Little Hope, and souls may be in peril. Off you go again. See if you can lift the fog. Find the bus driver.
I have very little to add about the curator from this past one. All we really know at this point more about him is that he's well-traveled and aware of multiple truths. At Game Decon, I like to address some issues in characters or the narrative and create meaningful suggestions on how to improve problems rather than complain about them. Thankfully, I honestly could not find many elements to give constructive criticism about. The first issue I cannot ignore is Dennis being trapped in the upstairs attic. I've already addressed how he could have easily and safely descended from the attic rather than take the risky and ultimately fatal decision to climb onto an icy rooftop. I do believe the decision is more so the writers wanting Dennis to be impaled rather than have Dennis make a reasonable action. My suggestion is to make the window retreat the only option Dennis has, not because the ladder has been knocked over, but because the stove should have rightly exploded. Though a bit of a stretch, allowing the gas stove to explode may have caused a reasonable amount of structural damage and quickly spread the fire. We could perhaps have a more realistic spread of an explosive fire that quickly consumes the house. Faced with flames and smoke emanating directly below the access hatch, Dennis's only option at that point would surely have been to seek escape from through the rooftop window. I would also like to talk about jump scares. As you may recall from my Man of Medan videos, I do not care for them. Little Hope so far has mercifully fewer jump scares than the previous entry. I am generally more forgiving when the scare could reasonably happen and does affect characters. In other words, the jump scare is not at the audience's expense. Megan suddenly appearing behind Anne in the bathroom was fine. Megan is characterized as quiet and creepy, and she is capable of silently approaching people. Anne's reaction to Megan's sudden appearance was believable, as if these startling encounters happen often in the Clark family home. The only other instance I truly considered a jump scare was the shadow of what I assumed to be the little girl running in front of the camera as the characters walked along the foggy road. I found this one in particular to be annoying, mainly because the camera angle made it difficult to control Andrew's movements. Since none of the characters reacted either, I can only assume the late-night jogger was meant to be at the audience's expense. My solution would to be remove this jump scare entirely. We already saw a glimpse of the girl running by when Angela and Andrew found the roadside puppet, which I find to be more adequate as a subtle and foreboding method of building tension. The reason I enjoyed Little Hope so much is its use of darkness, fog, and light to limit and confuse perceptions. There are some genuinely spooky and hair-raising moments in this game, and the way the developers slowly amp up the tension by showing glimpses of horrifying creatures stalking from the dark and keeping the characters barely aware of their danger is a masterful method of developing a mood of frightening confusion and distorted impressions. The curator did say the story would be disturbing and confusing, and the setting and the way the characters explore that setting contribute to these ideas directly and effectively. This has been one of my shorter videos of late, and I'm frankly glad for it. I also appreciate the anthology games for their more linear timelines, which makes planning and analysis of content a bit easier. I hope to have most of my Little Hope analysis published by Halloween, so if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing so you don't miss the rest of my coverage. Liking my videos is also appreciated. If you feel I missed something or would like to discuss other aspects of Little Hope, drop a comment. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.